The difference is clear. The first one was flowing, and the second one sounded like a broken robot. Hi, this is Brett with Piano Aha, and in this video we want to talk about Bach Prelude in C major, specifically how you can play it more beautifully, and more specifically how you can play measure 1 beautifully. Now, why is it worth it to talk about measure 1? Because the pattern that happens in measure 1 happens 32 times in the piece. So if you've understood that one, then you've got the rest. So let's say that the way you would like to play measure 1 sounds like this. And let's say that the way that you're actually playing it sounds more like this. What's the difference? Now, if I look at this in a more outward way, I could say the difference is clear. The first one was flowing, and the second one sounded like a broken robot. Now, as your teacher, I could say, oh, very good, you just played the piece for me, and now I want you to try it again, but now play it again, but less like a broken robot. And now you can ask yourself how much you would appreciate it if I told you something like that, or even if I just said, now play it again, but flowing this time. I think you might agree with me that the problem is not that you want to play it like a broken robot, but the question is, how can you play it in this flowing manner? And that's what I want to talk about in this video. So, if we look at the music, and we can see, if we look at it at a bit of a distance, the notes go up, and then they go up a bit of again, right? And they go up, and then they go up again. So basically, they go up and make a little loop, right? They go up and make a loop. If I play that at the piano, then I just think that they go up and they make a little loop. So how many commands am I giving my hands? I'm actually only giving one command, right? I'm saying, go up and make a loop. Now, if I think of this in a slightly different way, and this time we'll look at it very detailed, I want to see this note, I'm going to play this note, and then I'm going to play the second to lowest note, and then I'm going to play the middle note, and then I'm going to play that 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 note. And I would say that if you're looking at it that way, pull the music back a little bit and look at it from here. It just goes up and makes a loop. Because if I'm thinking in this more detail-oriented way, if I'm thinking, play the lowest note, now play the second to lowest note, now play the middle note, now play the second to top note, now play the top note, and now the middle note, and now the second to top note, and now the top note, or perhaps even worse, play a C and now an E, and then a G and then a C and then an E, and then a G and then a C and an E. The problem is that I'm giving, in that case, 8 commands just to play this one little group. That's one thing. That's a thing. That's not just a collection of 8 things. It is in itself a thing, right? And that's the trick to playing this in a more flowing way, is to give fewer commands. Give one command. After all, you have the notes, or you should have the notes, under your fingers. They're already there. If you've practiced this piece in this way, in other words, playing all of the notes in one measure at one time, then you already have all of the notes under your fingers. There is no need to give individual commands to play each one of the notes. And in fact, if you give one command to play the whole thing, you might even notice that automatically your hand makes a different movement. Because my hand knows what's coming. I say, play all the way up and make a little loop. And my hand can make a different movement than whether I just tell him, play one note at a time. So, okay, so play a C. I'm not going to tell you what comes next, but play a C now. And and now play an E, and now play a G, right? Your hand has no way of knowing what's going to come after it. It doesn't know some sort of nice way of making a movement that would be flowing if you're giving these commands as individual notes. So maybe you can use that idea to play this in a more flowing way or less like a broken robot. So thanks for watching this video and happy ahas.